What's up YouTube, Barcode here, bringing you another Heir of Light video. This video is going to be about chain gear and also about wind gear and how they are OP if used correctly. I want to talk about two things real quick. One is my stream schedule, Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Central, and I have changed from Saturday nights because happy wife makes a happy life, right? So I'm changing to Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Central. This will also give me a chance to do some IPVP rush at the end of the stream, which would be nice to have. So just Sunday nights at 10 o'clock. I also want to give a quick shout out to Bloody Wolves. He's the in-game banner for this week, so make sure to go ahead and check him out, follow, subscribe, whatever you want to do. He's awesome, great entertainment. He plays multiple games at once if you like that kind of thing, if there's a lot of things going on. I know he plays Summer's War, he also plays Heir of Light obviously, and some other games like what is it, not Rainbow Six, but the other one that's out, Division 2. So definitely go check him out, definitely a great content creator. Alright, now on to the video. Now a lot of you may not be at this point, or you may already have, and you may already know this information. However, I talked about it in a previous video, and why, and actually also my stream, is why I only farm high dungeon at the moment. One is I already have tons of omen gear, eruption gear, beast gear, whatever the case may be, that I need, okay? But what I am doing now is just farming hide straight up, and that's because all I really want is, well, 3 pieces of gear. Havoc for one, and I also want more is chain and wind gear. Now why is this gear so important and why is it so good? I will explain that and kind of show you. Okay, so chain, let's start with chain. Chain is to activate the secondary mark by 15%. Now what this does is you put this not on your, you could put it on a DPS servant, depending on your team comp, right? But what I like to do is put it on my support, a very fast support, because what the chain gear does is whatever servant the chain gear is on, it'll activate his secondary mark. It's not like if you put it on like a DPS character and you put chain on it, that they will proc off of someone else. That's not how that chain gear works. It's about the servant secondary gear, secondary mark anyway, of the character that it's equipped to. So as you can see for Fire Spiegel, his secondary mark is you know, the S mark, right? I know they all have names, I don't know them, I'm sorry. So the secondary mark, right? So this gives an extra chance, as you can see here, activate secondary mark. That gear is 15%. So once Spiegel uses his 3rd skill, it has a 65% chance to proc that secondary mark of that S mark, which not only happens to be for me, Water Charlotte, which is huge because Spiegel has the passive, Charlotte has the passive that gives an attack increase by 120% when a Spiegel is present. So you got to think about that too, as team comp and also the secondary marks when you're putting on chain gear, okay? That's a very good combo that I use, okay? Now another thing to note when you're putting chain gear on characters, support class gets a base 50%. As you can see on the others, they all have a 20%, right? So we got ranged character, DPS, healer, they all have a 20% base, even tanks, secondary mark. They have a 20% base. Once you put chain on them, it adds 15%. Okay, so obviously the best people for chain gear is supports, right? So now they have a base of 15%. Okay, if you look into that, it's 15% secondary active. You can literally get 4 sets if you really wanted to and have a total of 110. So you can max that out, right? So that they secondary mark every time. Now you only probably need to put 3 sets of gear on them because it'll be 95%, unless you want that literally over 100% activation rate. Now unless there's some hidden passive where it can't be 100%, you can put that pieces of gear on to make that 100%, right? If you guys know if there's some hidden passive that you can't get 100%, comment down below and correct me, because I love being corrected. I love constructive criticism, right? I don't get pissed about it, right? I enjoy it because it makes me learn more, but I'm here to help you learn more as well, okay? So that's chain gear, okay? Let's go into wind gear, which is one of my most favorite pieces of gear and what I am shooting for the most, okay? So what this does is it resets cooldown time by 50% at a max of 70%. That's if you put 2 sets of chain gear, wind gear on it. So it'd be wind and wind, right? So for example, my Dark Dunk has a set of wind on it. So 50% added to the reset cooldown time. Now the cooldown time is not maybe what you think or what it describes. It is actually talking about the global cooldown, which is huge. Okay, and I'll show that in a PvP video here in a second, but this is huge. So anytime your servant who has wind gear on it, it has this percentage to proc the global cooldown reset, which is, it's literally like he casts a spell, and if it procs, the global cooldown is very, very fast, and then someone else can cast a skill. Global cooldown, this is like the beginning of Heir Light in the beta phase, right? When beta, there was no global cooldown. A lot of you weren't here for that yet. It was I enjoyed that, but there was a reason why it was put into the game. However, it's a huge thing, okay? Now, as you can see, just like as in support classes, healers get a base 30%. No one else gets that. Melee, ranged, support, they're all at 0. Tanks, right? They're all at 0. But healers, they get a 30% chance. So even if you don't put wind on them, they still have a 30% base. But that's why there's a max of 70%. So if you put two sets of wind on a character, it's 100% global cooldown reset. And I'm going to show you exactly why that is OP. Alright, so now I am in a normal PvP phase, right? What I want to show you is what this can do for you, okay? I'm going to start off with a defense break, whatever, it's fun. I'm going to heal with Dark Dunk. His passive automatically comes up, and I can go right into another skill. That it's huge. It's something that can be detrimental to an enemy team, especially if they don't see it coming. Wow, a 3 combo on me. That's cool. That's cool. I enjoy that. Alright, so now I'm going to go into chain gear. Okay, so what I am hoping to happen here is that Spiegel will use his 3rd skill, right? And that Charlotte will proc off of Fire Spiegel. That's my whole plan of chain gear, so that I can use Water Charlotte right off the bat, right? And go ahead and get into Spiegel's 3rd skill if he doesn't get silenced, so that's cool. But when Spiegel doesn't get silenced, right, then hopefully he will chain. Now I only have 1 set of chain on him, so I think it's only at like a 45% chance, but let's hope that he does it. I could have ulted with Charlotte there and killed the team, but I just want to prove, no! So you need multiple pieces of chain to kind of definitely get that off for sure, right? So, you know, if you have good gear and have good subs, you won't need like an eruption set. You could go like full chain, but eruption will help. So if you go chain, if they're like awakened to the 5th level, right? And you can get speed in the necklace and speed in the gloves and have, you know, 3 sets of chain gear, or even 4 sets, or whatever the case may be, because Spiegel has a 50% base plus 15, so 65, right? So that's huge. I mean, you can make this chain almost every single time. Sorry about my phone. There's the chain, okay? So if this worked out correctly and I had more pieces of chain on Spiegel, I could literally 3rd skill with Charlotte, then go into Spiegel next, proc another Charlotte ultimate, and have 2 enemies down quickly. So that's why these 2 pieces of gear are OP. if you've made it this far into the video, I want to talk about a side game that I've been playing a ton while I'm pretty much on Auto Farm on Heir of Light. It's actually Auto Chess Mobile. Now, this is based off of the Dota Auto Chess Arcade, right? And it's the same characters, just named different. I'm sure it's the same company that's brought it over, but this has been an addicting game to me while I'm farming on Auto on Heir of Light. I've been playing this nonstop, and this comes recommendation from Claytano, and it's an amazing game. I've been playing it nonstop, and if you like that kind of thing, like auto chess, with the the Dota auto chess, right? If you into that type of game, it's totally addictive. It's not out on mobile yet, but I will put a description down below how to download the beta for auto chess in the description below, so that you can do that easily, right? So this is pretty much just a little bit of gameplay of me doing it, but if you like this kind of thing, this is for you for a side game or whatever the case may be. So thanks for tuning in. I will check you guys in the next video. Peace.